If you have never been in a relationship before, then you won't understand what it's like to go through a serious disagreement with your significant other. Sometimes these disagreements can become so heated that one, if not both of the people, will say or do something that hurts the other person's feelings. Sometimes it looks intentional, or maybe it's just an accident, but feelings still get hurt nonetheless. What you do next is the key to how your mate will recover from what you said or what you did. Or maybe you're one of the ones that needs the recovering for the sake of your feelings. No matter who it is, an apology will go a long way toward mending the damage that was done. Somebody said that words never hurt you. They didn't tell you the truth, because words hurt and how they're said to you matters. And in some cases, they cause major damage. The Relationship Therapy Podcast will reveal the benefits of apologizing to your mate.
You've tuned into the Relationship Therapy Podcast with Tony Miller Sr., a podcast designed for couples who are married, couples who are dating, and have marriage in their future. We will guide you to the principles that will make your relationship better. Stick around. You might just learn something that will help your relationship last longer, grow stronger, and become healthier. Now, here's your host, Tony Miller Sr.
Hello, everybody. This is your host, Tony Miller Sr., and welcome to another episode of the Relationship Therapy Podcast. Hopefully, this episode will help someone with the subject that we're talking about this week. We're going to be talking about apologies. For some people listening today, you might not know what apologies mean because you've never received one. Or on the other hand, maybe you have never issued an apology. That is a problem in itself. I want to take this time to encourage all of you to use this tool that is in your relationship toolbox. If you cannot or will not acknowledge when you need to apologize to your mate, you are continuously hurting your mate over and over again. This is the person that you say you love. For this episode, we're assuming that when there is an apology, the apology is sincere. To make an impact on your mate's feelings, you have to be real with your apology. Don't just give an obligatory, "I'm sorry." I want you to mean it. You must show remorse for what your words or your actions have done to the psyche of your mate. There are some benefits for the individual that humbles themselves and apologizes to their mate. Stick around as we talk about the 4 benefits of apologizing to your mate. Let's go. Let's start with the very first one as we talk about these 4 benefits of apologizing to your mate. The first one is apologizing increases self-awareness. Now, before we take a long, hard look at this, we need to understand what self-awareness is. Self-awareness is the ability to focus on yourself and how your actions, thoughts, and emotions affect you and how it affects those around you. Many people don't have self-awareness, and they wander through life hurting people and don't realize the trail of damage that they're leaving behind them. If that is you and you're in a relationship, you might need to get ready to not be in a relationship, because it will definitely hurt your mate over and over again, and they just won't stand for that. However, on the flip side, if you are self-aware, it can help eliminate some of the trouble that you can have in your relationship. When you can recognize that your actions or words have caused your mate's feelings to be hurt, but you humble yourself and apologize for your wrong, it could be of a great benefit to your loved one. What this does is push you to be more sensitive toward your mate regarding your actions or your words. Owning what you have done to your mate is not only mature, but it is also rewarding for you both as it adds value to your existing relationship. You can easily take away this value if you're not aware of the things that you're doing to your mate's feelings. When you're hurting your significant other over and over again, it gives your mate the thought that you really don't care for them the way that you keep doing, and you are at fault. Apologizing heals many things in a relationship if you are self-aware enough to notice what you're doing that hurts your mate. In other words, take a hard look at yourself for the sanctity of your mate's happiness. Here's the second one. Apologizing showcases love. When relationships go deeper, there should be an element of love discovered somewhere along the line. That love is what keeps the couple together. But it must be displayed in numerous ways. I've already told you that love is an action word, but hurting that special person over and over does not look like love. Let me say that again. Hurting that special person over and over does not look like love. The truth is, it does happen often in relationships, and there is constant hurt going on by your mate. I believe we all realize that we're not perfect. At least I hope we know this fact. But with that truth out in the open, couples will hurt one another. But how do we bounce back from the hurt? The easy answer to that is apologizing. Not only does apologizing increase self-awareness, it exposes the love we have for our mate. Here's why I say that. If you don't really love that person, hurting them over and over again wouldn't affect you as much. But when there is a deeper love and you hurt the people you have that deep love for, especially those who you're in a relationship with, it hurts us to our core once we realize that we have caused them pain. When that happens, we should be a man or a woman and have enough about ourselves to go to our mate and say that what I said or what I did, I'm honestly apologizing for it because I did not mean to hurt you. Oftentimes the hurt may have been unintentional, but your job in the apology is to bring security to your mate. You realize what you've done wrong, and because of the love you have for them, I want to let that person know that I'm sorry for all the hurt and pain that I've caused. If you're able to do that part, it will give your mate all the ammunition they need to know that you love them sincerely and you love them very much. Isn't that what being in a relationship is all about? Here's the third benefit of apologizing to your mate. Apologies instill trust. If there is already distance with you and your mate, hurting their feelings is not going to help the relationship get stronger. When you have decided to spend the rest of your life with your significant other, there are certain expectations that come along with that. One of the main expectations is that you will be trustworthy to your mate, and that your trustworthiness will also be given to you from your mate. The trust is broken when there is infidelity. We all know about infidelity. but it is also broken when we fail to keep our mate's heart from being hurt. When a mate feels like their partner, who is supposed to be the protector of their heart, has caused the damage to their heart, the pain is much more excruciating because it has come from that special someone. Being honest, it happens in relationships, and it is never a good feeling. Why does it seem like the hurt and pain is exaggerated? It becomes exaggerated because of the one who is causing the pain. You're supposed to be the one that protects each other's heart. But when you've broken that trust, it causes a distance in the couple. The best way to instill trust after the hurt and after the pain is that you start apologizing to them as soon as you find out that you've done something to hurt them. The main thing that caused the damage was that you didn't protect their heart. That's how they're going to look at it, and that's how they're going to feel. Let me say this. When an individual gives their heart to their significant other, they want to make sure that they keep their heart in a safe place. Everybody wants their heart to be in a safe place. That's part of your assignment in a relationship. But when that doesn't happen and their feelings have been affected, they need trust to be proven to them over time in order to regain their faith and trust in that person. I want to add this also. Too often when there has been some trust broken, whether it's infidelity or something was done or said that affected your mate in a certain way, we want it to get over too quickly. And there's some healing that has to be done. And we've got to make sure we give our significant other that space that they need to get over the healing. That is why first apologizing with sincerity is important, but also your actions after that. It helps instill trust. That process begins once your sincere apology is being felt. And here is the final benefit that we want to talk about in this episode. But before we mention the fourth one, let's talk about the first three. Let's recap. Number one was apologizing increases self-awareness. Number two was apologizing showcases love. Number three is apologizing instills trust. And here's number four. Apologies can dismiss the distance. When your feelings get hurt, one of the things that we tend to do is distance ourselves from the person that hurt us. That is also to include our significant others. We don't want to be in the vicinity of where the pain came from. That is a natural human reaction once that happens. We get our distance because we don't want to experience any more hurt feeling coming from that direction. If we are allowed to be distant too long, several thoughts will begin to enter our minds, and we don't want those thoughts to interrupt the relationship. That's why it's imperative that an apology is offered sooner rather than later. Hearing how sorry your mate is for what they have done helps to possibly begin the healing process, but it doesn't automatically make everything okay. As I have been saying, the apology has to show up as sincere and as remorseful in order to move forward as a couple. The pain and the hurt is still there, like I said in the previous point, but now you're starting the process of healing. If this happens the right way and at the right time, the two of you will be back in each other's arms, celebrating relationship reconnection. Hurt feelings and deep pain are always dividers, but giving a heartfelt apology can bring the offense to its knees. Every couple will go through this cycle of pain until they mature. And then even after maturity, there will still be some episodes of feelings getting hurt. When you know that your mate genuinely has your back and it's been proven over and over again, it should be easier for you to forgive them when they do make the mistake of hurting you. Your apology or their apology is what is going to help dismiss that distance and that hurt and pain that has been caused. Open your mouth and let your mate know that they can still love you, knowing that you're full of flaws, as all of us are. Then hopefully they will look in the mirror and see their own flaws as well. But the fact is, truth always brings a healing. And that's what we always want after pain and hurt. So that's all we've got for you today. Let me know what you think. Send me an email. My announcer is going to give you my email information. Send me your email and tell me what you think about this particular episode. And does your mate have a hard time apologizing? And tell me, why do you think that is? I'm looking forward to hearing from you. But as we get ready to close, please remember, it takes two to make a relationship work.
Thank you for listening to the Relationship Therapy Podcast with Tony Miller Sr. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. Tune in next time for more insight on how to make your relationship better. If you have any questions, please email us at tmrelationshiptherapy@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, remember, it takes two to make the relationship work.